Hello, David. You right?
Hi, Zach. Here I am.
Man. Yeah, good. Good. Just need to... Azerbaijan is a very good track for overtaking.
Oh, I'm hearing you very low.
Yeah, I'm not talking very loudly. Give me a moment. Right, that should be better. That should be better. I'll talk about louder when we get started.
Okay.
Deck it. There we are. Right, we're getting underway now.
Welcome everyone to round 7 of FRL Division 2. Today we are here for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We come from last week's very crazy Monaco Grand Prix, and today we are again at a street circuit. Not so difficult as how Monaco is, with very narrow track. This track is more wide definitely, but still very difficult. We have difficult zones as the castle section. So maybe also will be a survival race as last week's. But we'll see now what is going to happen. We are going into qualifying. Drivers are going to start to leave the pit lane at any moment. Here with me also commentating my friend Zach. Say hello please.
Hello everyone, welcome back to round 7 of FRL Division 2. Yeah, as you did say, David, last race was certainly an interesting one. I think we lost, what was it in the end, half the grid to the streets of Monaco, so hopefully it's a little bit better for Azerbaijan, of course. A very famous street circuit, of course, not been on the calendar for long, only introduced back in 2016. But nonetheless, a very good circuit, very challenging, but you can still get the moves done. And it still produces some pretty good racing, does the Azerbaijan street circuit. So, yeah, hopefully it's a good one. We're in qualifying now. And it looks as though everyone's just trying to get themselves acclimatised, get themselves sorted, and headed out for their first flying lap.
Okay, so now we have, leading all the field, we have Sadok, and crazy that Iron Apples already left the lobby, so probably a connection problem from him. We remember this guy had a serious accident on last race. He was leading very comfortable and then just crashed on his own, and now he has left the session. Probably he's back now. But yeah, very weird to see. There we have last week's winner Roger still on the pit lane. And well, so Sadok's now leading the field, so we're going to follow him, then compare his flying laps, and we already have a crash there at turns 2. Something went there with Tom Marsh. Now Sadok about to start his flying lap. There he goes. First driver who's going to go for a flying lap. Very good take of turn 1. We'll see if he can keep that pace through the next corners. Good turn 2, maybe a bit wide there, but keeping still, yeah, decent lap looks like. Following him comes Ross Storm, who's going to go also into the second straight of this track. Following Sadok, who's about to complete the first sector, and he's going to do a 35.5, and Ross Storm is now going to do a 35.3. He's 2 times faster than what Sadok is doing now. Following Sadok again, he's now about to finish sector 2. Already went through the castle section, now the most difficult part of the track. There goes Sadok into sector 2, 116.4, and Ross Storm is now going to do a 116.1, still improving 3 times what Sadok did, and we already have the first DNF, very crazy. Stone Marsh, I think he crashed early at turn 2, and now damage has been terminal for him. DNFing finally, but I think he's in the pit lane, so he DNF'd on his own, looks like. Sadok into first place, but Ross Storm is going to improve that time, 3 times in front. Iron Apple is back at the lobby, and Iron Apple has left the session again, and Bonaldo is into first place now. 6 tenths in front of Ross Storm's time, 139.8. We get some more people finishing their lap times, as Rishi, as Boss Gohan, a new driver here, I think so. Luke Sihan, not a great lap time by him, 141.2. Now Tik is into second place by only 8 thousandths of a second behind Bonaldo. And we are still waiting to see the times that Racing Point drivers are going to do. They were very dominant last race, so I'm expecting to see them at top now. Oh, and looks some wing damage there, but no, Roger's car looks pretty good there. Don't see wing damage from him, but I saw something flying there on track. Going on board with Rogers into the final straight, big straight this Azerbaijan track has. Is he going for first place now? No, he's still 141.2. Yeah, not good lap time for him.
Definitely not the best time, but as we saw last week, the racing points are very good around street circuits, especially like the one we see tonight in Azerbaijan. But last week at Monaco, parts of the field up and down the grid, and we were seeing that Monaco race. Of course, a few other incidents got in the way along the way, but nonetheless, the raw pace was there. But it looks like Bonaldo is doing a very good job up in front, currently sitting on a 139.8. But Teak is very, very close behind with a 39.8 as well. So it's definitely close to the front, and probably a battle between the Ferrari and Renault. We still have quite a lot of the grid left to set a lap time, but nonetheless, I wouldn't be too convinced how many of them pose a threat at the top. Obviously, we've got AA Gaming, who of last week. So hopefully he can put on a good show as well. Iron Apple still in the pit. Power across the line goes P10 upon that lap in due course. We've also got Huge. Is he on a good lap? Nope, he's on his in lap. Rishi is going slow through Castle. So it looks like everyone's just finished their first runs now and going to be waiting to come in. We've got Ash on an outlap, and we'll have to see what he can do as he rounds. Well, only about a sector more, a sector and a half. He's just finished through sector 1, so he's halfway through sector 2, and so then he'll be on his flying lap. We've also got Fletch in the Red Bull. Is he on any decent lap time? We'll have to wait and see as he comes through this very fast left-hander of turn 14. Very tricky downhill left-hander of turn 15. Manages to nail it rather nicely. Does the Red Bull coming in to turn 16 then. He is powerful to the middle sector according to the timesheets. Is that true? It's a 1:15, which is a very quick time compared to what we've seen previously through the fast sector. Then these very fast S's that you really have to be committed through, chucking it in, flat out, chuck it left, flat out, chuck it right. But then the drag reduction is it's 2 kilometers straight off, which is very far down across the line into the original pole, a 1:39.619, so a very provisional pole lap and a very good bank lap for the Red Bull. Still 9 minutes left to go in, maybe to the high 38 as people improve towards the end of the sessions. That Adam into P4. Well, really looking like a qualifying session, David.
Oh, I think yeah, well, Flash, very fast at the moment. He's 2/10 in front of Bonaldo, but yeah, as we know, racing points are very fast, so I'm expecting them to go on top. And yeah, Bonaldo is going to have another shot too. And Tick is not so far behind also, so we can have maybe 5 people fighting at least for pole position today. So what do you think about it?
Well, as it stands at the moment, it's very close to the front. You see, obviously, only about 4-ish tenths separate the top 4. So it is definitely close, and a tenth of a second, that's a fraction of a blink of an eye, and it is just so short of an amount of time. Well, I say a fraction is probably about the same as a blink of an eye, but it is a very close amount of time to gain, and they can gain just like that, you know, getting on that power that little bit earlier, turning in that little bit, gaining time, and they really just have to hook up the optimal that they can, and I'm sure they'll be looking to do it. It looks like everyone at the moment is onto the soft tyres, so there's no sneaky strategy going on here. Everyone going for the red to try and improve their grid position for the race. Of course, track position is very crucial. Ash does go to a provisional pole position of 39.289 at the front as he crosses for his first flying lap and overthrows Fletch and knocks him down into P2. So at the moment it's a Renault 1-3, so the Renault's certainly looking strong at Baku, and it could be very close for the remainder of the session, David.
Yeah, Reynolds, as you say, very fast, especially Ash. I wasn't expecting him to be that high. Well, he's 4 tenths now in front of Flash, so yeah, but we still are missing time from 4 people here, so maybe we can have a surprise. AA Gaming, Iron Apple, Ari Gustavo, and Womax haven't made a lap yet. So yeah, as I say, we can have surprises coming, and yeah, but most people are at the pit lane now, I think so. Flash, Bonaldo, both on the pit lane. Tick is on his outlap now. We are going to go on board with him. There he's starting into turn 1. Yeah, but most people are on the pit lane right now, so yeah, the only driver I think we can follow at the moment is Tick. So yeah, he's about to finish the sector 1, and we'll see what time does he do. He does 35.1. He's not improving. He's 1 tenth lower than his previous lap time. Now into the castle section he goes. Not cutting so much the corner there. Rostorm now into 3rd place, overtaking Bonaldo and only 40 thousandths of a second behind Flash. Oh, Tick there very close to make contact with the wall. Now into sector 2, Tick does a improving now only 29 thousandths of a second his previous lap time, but game shows purple sector. I don't think that's true, but well, we'll see what he can do into sector 3. Now onto the finish line, and he does a
Wow.
2 tenths faster and into second place, but not enough to defeat Ash for first place.
No, just missing out it seems. But I mean, from where Teak is down to where Ross Thorm is, it is looking very close. I think, is Ross on a lap? No, it looks like he's on an out lap or an in lap.
I think he's on an in lap because he's just made his flying lap. So yeah, probably going to the pit lane now.
Yeah, that's true. We're setting up a good lap. But Ash is looking unstoppable at the front, it must be said. 39.2, and it's has been close, so is Fletch and Ross, all sitting within a tenth of a second of each other. And what I alluded to earlier, a tenth of a second is virtually nothing, but going to show to be pretty much everything tonight. Bernardo in the other Renault has been knocked down to P5. Let's see what he responds to that. Let's see how he can get on through sector 1. He is on a flying lap, and he is a little bit slower to the first sector, so having to chuck it through and negotiate his way through pretty nicely and just try and find that way to gain a little bit of extra time. Through into turn 7 and then into the castle section of turn 8 and 9, where we saw Charles Leclerc crash out back in 2019. Feels like ages ago. That's 2019, but nonetheless he negotiates that very well through turn 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Very awkward sequence of corners is that one, I believe. Yeah, we're now heading in down into
and Rogers
15.
into second place now.
Ooh, so the racing points do have the pace. That is a very good thing to see. So it looks like the racing points very much, and it is.
Bonalu is doing a purple sector now, and sector 2 he's improving 3 tenths his previous lap time. So he's gonna be close to, and we still have to see what he does on this final sector.
Could be close, or just misses out.
Yeah, he lost a lot there on that final sector. He was going 3 times faster, but don't know what happened there.
Definitely could have been contributed to. Maybe he didn't have a slipstream. Of course, slipstream could be very crucial around Azerbaijan. The long back straight, someone in front of you to punch that hole through the air, as they say, and you have a nice little pocket behind where you can sit back and not have as much wind resistance.
Oh, and Bonaldo has touched the wall there.
Yes, in a similar place Daniel Ricciardo did back in 2019.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, and he was with Rostorm there. They may have crashed, but it didn't happen finally. I think it was Rostorm, but yeah, another driver was off the track there. Similar to what happened with Beat and Ricciardo in 2019, as you said. Simply nothing happened there.
Yeah. Just negotiating the castle section on his outlap now on a fresh set of red mark soft tyres. Of course, if you don't know at home, the red mark softs are the quickest tyres. Of course, they do degrade a little bit quicker. They're softer rubber, they warm up quicker, they wear quicker, and they overall have more grip, but for a shorter duration of time. So they're the best qualifying tyre, because in qualifying you want to set that best lap time you can. But through turn 15, and then heading into 16, he'll be wanting to set up turn 16 as best he can. Messing up turn 16, and you mess up this whole sequence of corners that leads onto this long 2 kilometer long straight that precedes it. But we are on board with Ash, and we'll take you on board with his lap, I'm sure, through the final corner then, and then he'll get DRS wide open in just a moment. This is a crucial part of that lap. He wants to be all over to the right hand side of the circuit, open up the angle of the corner for turn 1. Where's he going to brake then? It's basically who brakes latest. 120 board, nicely down third gear to get the rotation, use the track on the exit, up the gears as quick as he can, braking just about the 75 board, third gear, second gear, hits a very nice early apex to carry the momentum through turn 2, which then proceeds into the second long back DRS straight, that again is a very good opportunity for overtaking at the 100 board once again, clipping that inside apex, third gear to carry the momentum on the brakes through into this very awkward right-hander. You don't want to touch that curb on the inside then, but nonetheless negotiates it very well. He's 2.5 tenths up, purple to the first sector, so everyone was trying their best to get closer, and he's just gone even quicker. He smashed it out of the park, and then into turn 7, braking very nicely. Second gear, you can hear the Renault's very nice gearbox 7 down. But into the castle section, you have to be committed, and the wall, very close to the wall. Precision perfect from the Renault, chucking it through turn 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 on the run up the hill into turn 13. Which then proceeds into 14. This is looking a pretty good lap. He's going to get held up by a bit of traffic. He has got the Williams in front of him, but negotiates turn 15 very, very well, which then proceeds into 16. How much up was he on his time? 4 tenths of a second. That is rapid, and he's on for a very good lap time here, well within the 1:38. Through the final sequence of corners then of turn, this will be 20 now. 20 corners. It's a very long circuit here at Azerbaijan. We are done with qualifying now, so this is going to be his final lap. Who's going to be on pole position then? Ash across the line. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 1:38.7, and that I'm pretty sure is going to be a good bid for pole position. We have got Ross going slowly. Huge can't get another lap in. Teak maybe is he on a good enough lap? We'll have to wait and see. He's the next to cross the line. But just a complete and utter dominance from Ash today, David.
Yeah, Ash just extremely fast today, almost 6 tenths in front of Rogers. I think there's no one else who can now challenge him. So, yeah, no one else is on a flying lap, so it's Ash who will be on pole position today. But, yeah, we have to see what can happen in the race, because that will be a completely different story. Baku is a very easy track to overtake because of this slipstream on that very big straight, so it's not going to be easy for him to hold his position when DRS is open. Rogers will have a great chance to attack, and we can discard also the other drivers behind him, which are not so far behind. So it's going to be a very interesting and crazy race, most probably, what we are going to see. I don't think pole position is enough here to win, but it may help you avoid all the carnage that may happen behind you.
Definitely. So, I mean, it definitely does help start in front, but I mean, it's definitely not a done deal. He just needs to keep consistent. 26 laps we have here at the Azerbaijan City Circuit, or the Baku City Circuit as it is properly named. But yeah, it's looking to be an interesting race. Hopefully we can see some good racing up and down the field, and Ash doesn't quite run away with it. Roger, we've seen, has gotten some good starts. He started in P2 last race. He definitely launched the challenge into turn 1 and definitely tried when he had the opportunity to, so he's not one to squander at an opportunity, is Roger. So hopefully he can get a good start, put the pressure on Ash early, because otherwise I'm convinced Ash is going to run away with this one. It definitely doesn't directly correspond to it in the race, but who knows? He needs to keep it consistent.
I'm not really sure if Ash will have this one easily, as I already said. I think he will have some trouble. I don't think he will run away with this one just so easy. I think he'll have some challenges, and we also have to remember that safety cars come out very often on this track, so strategy is going to be very important here too. Decide what tires you are going to be on, if mediums or hards. If you are trying to go to the end of the race with hard tires, if a safety car comes out early. So also strategy going to play a very important paper, and we can't forget about luck, which also very important on this track. If you meet some accident, nothing else you can do. And now I see that Rostorm has a 5-place grid penalty, so not a good start for him of this race. He's going to start 9th, I think so.
Nonetheless, though, Ash taking a very dominant pole position, it must be said, ahead of Rogers and Adam Round, top 3. P4 and going to get a 5-place grid penalty that bumps him down, so huge in P4, Teak in P5, Fletch in P7, Ronaldo in P8, and oh wait, I've lost myself here. Just go from what it says on the time sheets. Boss gone in P9, and Sadek rounding off the top 10. So very close. 1 second to hold. was very close, if you exclude Ash, because he's 6 tenths in front. But nonetheless, he definitely was very quick in qualifying. Do you reckon he'll transfer that into the race? He does obviously need to be very consistent, David.
Yeah, so you think Ash is going to win this one, right?
I mean, he's got the pace definitely to do so. It's overcast conditions, so it is dry. This is what he likes. I mean, it could be Ash, but I mean, I'm willing to say that anyone else can put a bit of pressure on. Obviously, with his pace, his raw pace, his main hope is to just get in front and go, and everyone else behind him needs to get in front early, needs to put that pressure on, and can't let him get away. As soon as he's out of that DRS range, I'm sure Ash will take off with this one, but I mean, I might be wrong.
I think I'm going to go with Rogers, only to maybe a fun competition to see who gets it right. I think I'm going to go with Rogers. So you'll go with Ash, I'll go with Rogers, and we'll see finally if one of us was right, or maybe neither of us was, and someone else takes the win today. So
hopefully they do prove at least one of us wrong. It'd be nice to see someone else other than the top two taking the top step, and of course it is very close, so I mean, who knows, we might see some good racing, and the main thing though is we get a very good race on show no matter who wins, and hopefully it is for the race leader. It is looking very overcast. Could we see some rain? Be very close. We did see a bit of rain towards the end of Monaco, if I'm correct, David.
yeah, we had that crazy rain at the end of Monaco. It was not so it was plenty of laps we had with rain, and weather here seems very dark, so yeah, rain may come, not very often when rain comes in this game, but yeah, we may have, and that would just increase the craziness of this race. We are now going to check what tires are people out of the top 10 on. AA Gaming out of the top 10, a bit of a surprise there. He's starting on medium tires. Then Rishi, Luke, Sihan, and Poweritz are the three of them on hard tires. Then we have Womax on soft tires. Ari Gustavo on hard tires. Also weird to see him so far behind. I remember he was on the top 10 at Monaco. Then Iron Apple on the soft tires. I'm not sure if he has recovered control of his car. And finally Tom Marsh, who DNF pretty early, is on hard tires. Not sure if these guys will have the pace to fight against the top 10, but it's going to be interesting to watch the alternative strategies. Run into turn 1 is very short here, so the only way Rogers can overtake Ash into turn 1 is that Ash got a pretty bad start, which I'm not sure it will happen that way, but it will be nice to watch interesting start today. But I hope drivers are able to keep it clean, because I know that carnage makes races exciting, but I think I would like to see more fighting at track and see professional attitude from these guys, and not only crash to get the race exciting, but also clean fights at track. So now drivers are about to take their spots to start this race finally. Going to be 26 laps to fight for this win of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. There we see Ash taking his spot. Some drivers very far behind. There we are on board with Tom Marsh, who is warming up his tires now.
He's very far behind.
Yeah, very weird. And
I'm sure the rule is 10 car lengths, but I'm not too sure on that. I'm sure you have to sort of stay close. So Tom Marsh being so far behind is definitely not going to be helping Ash's tyres, or anyone at the front for that matter. Their tyres are going to be very much in the fridge, as you could say, because that is going to be some very cold tyres. But he's lining up now and going very slowly, but here he is lining up now as we go to the lights, David.
And also to say that weather is very cold, so that doesn't help for heat of the tires. So now we are about to start finally the race. Lights out and away we go. I think Ash did get a good start. Rogers trying to attack, but not able to do so. Adam trying to go around the outside, but Euch is now trying to go to get him. No position changes on the top 4. Very clean start, by the way, on the first positions. Ash keeping in first place, then followed by Rogers, then Adam, Euch. Euch who's attacking Adam now. Bonald a bit far behind, but we have a pretty clean start there, which I'm pretty happy to see. Not accidents going on. Yeah, drivers have been able to keep it very clean over there. Oh, and Ash has pulled away, as you said, Zach. He's pulled away already more than 1 second. So, yeah, maybe you were right, but...
Oh, just to butt in, David, Tom Marsh has had an incredible start. And I've just seen him thread the needle between 2 cars. And he's up into P11. That was
oh, and there's a big crash at the castle section there. It's Richie and Sadok. Oh, and Tom Marsh has gone very lucky that he wasn't so close to them. And now, as you said, Tom Marsh did a great start, and now he's going to be up into P8, P9.
Tom Marsh on a flyer. Can he get the move done into turn 15? Bit of a tap, but he's put.
Oh, and he crashed
again. And there's a virtual safety car. Has Tom Marsh got damage? That's Aragastavo.
Oh, Tom Marsh. Yeah, he has wing damage. He has wing damage. So his great start has just got ruined. It was a beautiful dream at the start, and in just seconds it turned into a horrible nightmare for him.
Exactly, it turns so quickly as is motor racing, but still up 8 places. Is he into the pit lane? He started on the hard tyres with the presumption that he's coming into the pit lane.
No, he's not. He's not coming into the pit lane. He's staying out.
He's confident in his tyres, he's confident in himself, and you can see the understeer he's getting. Or is he quick enough? Is he confident enough? I mean, he's in a good position if he can hold out, but he's on the hards. He's going to be on those tyres for ages. There's just going to be time loss after time loss, but who knows, maybe a safety car will save him. But further up, have we got any close gaps? As Ash has ran away with it. 2 seconds clear already as we're waiting to go green once again. It looks like Huge is looking eager to get onto the back. We go back to green flag racing and underway, and here's Huge on the back of Adam. Can he set anything up as he is on the back of him into turn 5, 6? He can't quite get the power down, so Adam keeping it consistent in front of him for P3 and trying to close the gap to Rogers, and DRS is very, very important around here, but Ash just getting his head down, trying to keep it consistent, and he's got a long way of this race to go. So this good start definitely could come undone, but Huge on the back of Adam. Hopefully he can launch an attack. No DRS as of yet, of course. We have to wait until lap 3 for DRS to come into effect. Through turn 13 into 14, which leads into the downhill braking zone of 15. Can he get it done? No, he's way too far back, of course. But he'll have the slipstream down to the back straight. Maybe he can launch an attack, unless he can see that Adam is catching Rogers up in front. So, you know, he's going to want to sit behind, let Rogers do the work for him. And honestly, David, these clouds are looking very, very daunting.
Yeah, I think so about the clouds, but that doesn't mean that rain is 100% coming out, because we know this game is very crazy. So even if clouds are pretty dark, that doesn't mean anything. So till some drops of rain start falling, we can't for 100% sure say it will. Now DRS is open, but Adam is almost 1 second behind Rogers, and Ash keeps flying, and now he's 2.1 seconds in front. Actually has hold that gap, but not much ERS difference actually between these drivers. Now the train is Rogers, Adam, and Euch. Bonaldo trying to catch that train also, winning 2 places from the start of the race. Oh, and Adam there misses a bit of corner there. This allows Euch to close into him. He will have his first realistic chance of overtake when DRS is open at the big straight, at the main straight and the big straight of this track. Adam looks not so comfortable there, losing a bit of car. Yeah, he doesn't have traction at all. Euch is now going to have a pretty easy move, I think, on Adam. And Rogers actually holding the pace with Ash too, so Ash did fly on the first laps, but now Rogers is keeping that pace with him, and probably we're going to see the first important overtake of the race from Euge into Adam. Adam does not look comfortable at all. Here he goes. Euge now going to have DRS open. Adam still. Oh no! Euge crash! Euge touched the wall a bit. Fortunate for him, he didn't DNF, but maybe got wing damage. I'm not 100% sure he did. Looks he doesn't have wing damage, or no, no, he doesn't have wing damage. He got away with that one, but he has lost 2 positions into Bonaldo and Flash. He had it pretty easy to overtake Adam actually, but finally he just made a mistake, and that cost him 2 places with Bonaldo and with Flash also.
Indeed, indeed, and it's just that simple mistake. Luckily he's gotten off easy, just a light tap, but also no damage to the front end plate of the Williams, which I'm sure he'll be counting his lucky stars. But Bernaldo, with a great move up the inside, claimed the corner around the outside of Fletch, who also got in front of Euge, and up into P4. These two are starting their assault, their charge towards the podium place, which I'm confident in both of them that they can definitely catch up. Already down to 1.4, just need that little bit extra. As long as they don't fight amongst themselves, they can probably catch up, and it is looking like we've got a long train, which at Baku is never what you want, but nonetheless, looking good up front. Ash 2.5 seconds clear of Adam, who's closing in on Rogers, now within 1 second, so he'll have the DRS, and he's been pushing very hard. You can tell by his lack of energy recovery system compared to the likes of Fletch with quite a lot. But can he launch an attack? He's now within tenths of Rogers. This could be for P2. Here he is then, setting up the lap, the move through the S's. He needs a good run out of turn 16 and get the run through 17, 18, 19 and 20. He's not done what Euge did a lap previously. He's in the DRS. Is he going to launch an attack? Let's see. Alpha versus Racing Point. DRS wide open. To the inside goes Rogers. Here is Adam, and he's into the pit lane is Rogers. So that's a very easy move for Adam to have made. And it looks as though there's Ash into the pit lane as well. The race leader into the pit lane. Put him on the white wall. The hard tyres and a new front wing for Ash. So he's changing his front wing and going to lose a lot of time because of that. Which could be interesting. So Adam does take the effective race lead, and Fleck did get in front of Bernaldo down the back straight, David.
Oh, and now Rogers is in front of Ash. Well, so now I'm winning my my pole at the moment, but well, we have to see what happens now. Don't know why Ash got wing damage. Remembers me what happened with Iron Apple on last race. He was leading pretty comfortable, and then he just made a mistake on his own, which finally cost him a lot. Thankfully, it hasn't been the same for Ash. He just lost some minimal time. Didn't cost him big amount as it did for Iron Apple on last race. We have to see where will Adam and Flesh come out when they enter the pit lane. They probably going to go in, and at any moment, soft tires don't last much on this track. So I would say maximum of 4 more laps, and I'm really being exaggerating because probably they would pit on lap 7, maximum lap 8, lap 9 may be a bit crazy.
Definitely, I mean, strategy does play a massive factor. Tom Marsh picking up 3 seconds time penalty, but yeah, as you say, Rogers on the mediums could be going for a 2-stop. Ash on the hards definitely going to the end comfortably, I'm sure. Could get interesting if we go to the front. Are they into the pits? No, they're still stretching these out, so maybe
Euge is now into the pit lane. What tire is going to be on?
Euge, guess hards.
He goes for the medium tires. Yeah, medium tires for Euge, and for new wing. So he also got wing damage there. Maybe he got minor wing damage. No, when he spun trying to overtake Adam at the first laps, maybe it was not visible wing damage, but still decided to change wing. And now at the back of his teammate and Tick, a bit of minimal contact between Rostrom and Tick, and Euge there too. Nothing big happened there. Now Rogers is virtually leading this race now, 2.5 seconds behind Womax, which is still to stop as Bonal do, as Fletch, and as Adam. And now Fletch has catch with Adam actually. He's very close. He's going to probably have a shot at the DRS zone, but I predict that Adam is going onto the pit lane now. Most probably when drivers feel they don't have a way of defending their position, they just decide to go into the pit lane. So yeah, Adam most probably going into the pit lane on this lap, and Fletch is most probably following him too.
Probably so. It would be a good idea to follow him through, stay in that DRS range that is so crucial around here. You don't want to lose it, especially on an in-lap. But Ash making moves, he's already up back into P6, 5 seconds off the likes of Rogers. So that wing change definitely did cost him in the pit lane, and Rogers closing up on Wumax in front.
Oh, have a yellow flag. It's
someone at the castle section, I believe. No, just before the castle section.
Yeah, I think it was Luke Seaham, but nothing happened. So, we have a yellow flag on sector 3 now.
There was some crash coming out of turn.
Richie. It's Richie, and there is crash. Ooh, we see the car crash there. We have a safety car now. Safety car.
So this could definitely throw a spanner into the mix. We've got Ash and Bernaldo going side by side under the full yellow up behind Ash as he exits the pit lane. So full core safety car, which could definitely throw a spanner into the mix. So this has played nicely into the hands of the likes of Fletch and Wumax, who can now come in for effectively what is a free pit stop and not lose out too much. So Fletch is probably going to come out back into the lead of the race after already making that free pit stop. So this could definitely play interesting, because Fletch from P, I believe 5 or 6 on the grid, has now found him.
He's from P6 actually. He started 6.
Yeah,
oh, and Wumax has started 5th in the race, and he's into P2 now.
So very good start from Wumax, and just sort of had a quiet race. We didn't hear much of him, and he just sort of finessed to P2. So under the safety car, he could be in a very good position. It'd be now a very prime time to pit for the hard compound tyres. So I'm sure we'll see these guys pile into the pit lane very soon. Yeah, nonetheless, it looks like most of the field has come in for some new tyres. So what could the safety car imply? I mean, everyone's going to have to bunch up. So it'll be effectively a full race restart with a rolling start. So we will have to wait and see. So Fletch is into the pit lane. I'm sure he'll be comfortably out into the lead of the race. He shouldn't be too challenged by...
Actually, I think Rogers could overtake him. Rogers staying out. Yeah, I think Rogers is going to be leading. Yeah, Rogers is going to be leading. It was only 15-second gap, so yeah. But now Fletch on fresher tires than Rogers. He's on the hard tires. And Rogers has decided to stay out on those medium tires, so yeah, risky strategy by him. Maybe he can try to take those mediums to the end of the race. It's going to be very difficult since he pitted some laps early. Mediums don't last too much, but maybe he can take them, but very degraded tires to the end of the race. So he may try to pull a great strategy. It may be his win card, or he can just destroy his race. We'll have to see. So what do you think, Zach?
Yeah, as you say, they're going to be very worn towards the end of the race. Obviously a lot more worn than the likes of the hard tyres. So he's going to have a quicker launch off the restart, which could help him. Could pull a gap, could be waiting for another safety car. We've had one, no reason why we can't have another. So maybe if he gets saved by another safety car, he could be in. But I'm not too convinced those tyres will go to the end of the race.
I think he can take those tires to the end of the race. Well, I have experience of doing that in Baku, so yeah, that's why I say it. But, well, not sure what setup also does he have, so that may also influence in the degradation of tires, so we'll have to see. But yeah, this may play perfect or completely destroy Rogers' race. We'll have to see. He's taking a big risk there, not stopping again. And I suppose this safety car is staying out one more lap. So
yeah.
So yeah, we're going to have one more boring lap of this race. Then it's going to be relaunch. Also to say, very weird to see AA Gaming so far behind. He's on 12th place now. He got podium last week, and yeah, really weird to see him so disappeared in the field.
Well, we've got one more lap of safety car. We've got everyone trundling around just behind the safety car. I mean, it's going to be crucial to get the tyres into a good position. Rogers, of course, will control the pace of the restart. So he could back the field up really well so he can sort of feed them to the Sharks, you could say. Back everyone up so the likes of Ash and Adam maybe fight their way out a little bit more, and that can allow him to pull a bit of a gap. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see what his thought process is. But yeah, I'm sure the safety car will be in this lap. We've got everyone bunched up towards the tail end of the grid. So should be all good to come in this lap.
Reviewing now what tires are people on. First, everyone has made a stop, so well, Rogers is on those medium tires, 3-lap old. Flash, Adam and Ash on hard tires, but Ash has 3-lap old hard tires, and Bonaldo also on hard tires, 1-lap old. Then we have Tick, Rostorm and Euge, the three of them on medium tires. Rostorm with the most degraded of all of them. Then Sadok with 6-lap old hard tires. Womax, who did a great start, he's back into the back places at P10, but he's now on fresher tires and on mediums. Then we have Boss Gohan and AA Gaming both on 6-lap or 5-lap old hard tires. Then Power on medium tires, Iron Apple on hards, Tongmarsh on mediums, and finally Luke Sihan on hard tires. Now safety car finally going to leave, and we're going to go on board with Rogers. Relaunch at this track is very tricky because you have to do it perfect to not be overtaken at turn 1, and people from the back may even try to attack you. So Roger is going to have to pull a great relaunch if he wants to hold comfortably that P1 after turn 1. There he goes. Rogers relaunched the race. Very good relaunch. We have a carnage back there. Yeah, some accidents gone over there. It's Bonaldo into the pit lane. Euge DNF the race now. Bonaldo into the pit lane for new tires. Rogers now leading by 0.6 of a second. And Ash is now into P3, dive bombing Flash, and now Ash into P2. But Flash going to attack again. But no, he can't. Ash holds very good plays by the outside. Iron Apple again with connection problems, leaving and joining the lobby once and again. We have yellow flag on sector 1. Bonaldo out of the pit lane on those medium tires, and Rogers pretty in front now of his rivals. Time has got a bit glitch here, but I'm sure he's like 3 seconds in front of Ash at the moment. Then Flash is pretty close to Ash now. Yeah, we have a big train here from Ash, Flash, Rostorm and Tick. Then Adam a bit far behind. Oh, and Adam's got wing damage, so he's pitting on this lap. Gonna be difficult for him to do those tricky corners. And what are drivers behind him? How are they managing this? Oh, blocking a bit his teammate there. And Womax again into P8 now. Now he's into P7, and he's probably going to be into P6 now. Great relaunch by Womax there. And yeah, as I said, Rogers 3.1 seconds in front of Ash. Ash losing a bit of car there, but pulling away a bit from Flash. Rostorm losing the train with Flash there. And a bit under pressure by Tick, but not so much. And Womax again, as I said, into P6. 3.5 seconds behind Tick. So that's a great race by this guy. And if race finished now, this guy would be my driver of the day, definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely driving pretty well. 3.5 seconds clear from Ash, but Ash has definitely got the pace. He's closing that time down, and of course, as Roger's tyres degrade, that will come down a little bit quicker. And Fletch is just about hanging within that DRS range. Hopefully, he can stay within, losing a bit of time through Castle. He's now out of that DRS range, as I did just say he was in, but now is out. But here's the AlphaTauri through the Castle section. He looks to be quite far off. Is Wumax, and he looks as though he's got a bundle load of understeer. It doesn't have any damage, he might just be running some lower downforce. Into turn 15, Teak on the back of Rostorm. This is for P4 in the race. Ferrari versus Williams, just like back in the old days. Who are going to come out on top today? Through turn 16.
Oh, yellow flag and Bertol safety car now. It's Luke Sihan who has DNF the race. At the end of sector 2, is someone taking advantage of this? Looks no one. I don't see it make a lot of sense pitting now. By the way, I have to say that I think a bit of sun has came out into the track, so maybe that concludes any speculation about rain coming. Maybe that concludes there won't be rain definitely on this race. Oh, and Woma's got a drive-through penalty now, so it's race completely ruined for him now. He's going to have to pit. Didn't catch the Delta at the safety car, and what I said about he was my driver of the day, I sadly have to say no more that, because he's just made a terrible mistake there, and he's just completely destroyed his race now.
Yeah, exactly. Drive-through is never good. Luckily, it's not too long of a pit lane here in Azerbaijan, so we might be sort of alright. You don't have to stop, you just have to drive through. So he could be okay. We'll have to wait and see where he comes out. I'm predicting maybe around the P10 mark. It does look very close, so maybe even further back down than that. Maybe down in the range of Wumax. But Ash slowly chipping away at the lead up to the front. I don't have the interval, it's glitched on my screen, but he is closing.
It's 2.8.
2.8 seconds, so it is closing. It's closing very, very quickly. And he is just slowly chipping away at that leader, and hopefully to take the race lead. We've got Fletch behind as well, sticking with Ash. Respect to him, he's sort of giving him sort of a run for his money, staying with him, as is Rothform and Tiku's decided to sort of not battle him. He wants to sit behind, work with Ross. Maybe I might be wrong, he's using a bit of overtake, but not enough to launch an attack. So just wants to sit back, work with Ash, and work with Ross to get himself up towards the back of Rogers. It looks like my interval has sorted itself out now. Once again, there's Wumax into the pits to serve his drive-through. Let us see where he comes out. But again, at the front, just everyone keeping it clean, keeping it consistent with each other.
Rostorm now very close to Flash, but still not able to make the overtake maneuver. Very close to contact there. Rostorm is going to lose a bit of pace there. Flash trying to catch with Ash now, who pull away from his DRS zone, but now 1.1 behind him, 1.0 now. So if he managed to do very good this coming corners, he may be able to be on DRS zone at the straight. But no, he can't. 1.3 now. Ash extending the gap between him and Flash. Now Rostorm again, 6 tenths behind Flash. He's going to try to go for another shot, but Tick is more close to him, only 3 tenths behind. But Rostorm still will have DRS with Flash to defend from Tick's attack. And behind them comes Sadok, but very far behind, almost 7 seconds. On board now with Tick, but very far to even think of a move on Rostorm. The same from Rostorm, who's now lost DRS with Flash, who has done the same with Ash. And Womax now is into 10th place, fighting there with Tongmarsh. I think maybe a bit of contact there. Oh, this fight is getting very close. Womax into 10th place, who's going to have the... Oh, and Tongmarsh now hit the wall there. And he's got wing damage, he's gonna have to pit now. But no, he decides to stay out even with the wing damage, as he did in the first lap of the race. And we have a yellow flag and Tongmarsh DNF the race now. Oh, I think he's crashed on purpose.
Yeah, it looks like he has. Straight on at turn 1. Luckily, he's well off the track and out of the way, so no full course yellow will be ensued. So luckily he's got off pretty lucky there, no major damage caused, and he'll just be teleported back to the pit lane. We've still lost quite a few people in this race. Baku proved to be very tricky nonetheless then, but Rostorm is on the back of Fletch, who has completely been dropped by Ash in front. He's slowly chipping away at the lead that Rogers has. We'll see him in DRS range in no shortage of time, I'm sure. Rogers still nursing those tyres to the end. Be interesting to see how he fares towards the NAA Gaming on the back of Boss as well.
Oh, yellow flag again. It's Womax.
Like
yeah, but
no, he doesn't.
No, but lucky. Yeah, and thankfully it didn't bring out a safety car.
So it is just a straight dash to the finish. No more mistakes from these drivers today. Rostorm just taking it with Fletch, just staying with him as it stands, but having to go defensive. Is he into the pit lane? He's off to the left hand side. And
yeah, he is into the pit lane. Probably going to... Yeah, probably going to be on medium tires again, or not sure, maybe he tried to risk on soft. That would be very aggressive by him. I suppose he's going to be on mediums. Yeah, he is, but he's going to lost a lot of places there. I think he could have tried to manage those tires to the end of the race. He's just going to be very far now.
Yeah. Just have to see how he gets on the medium. Easily to the end. He's come out comfortably in P10. He's only 4.5 seconds off the likes of AA Gaming, so he still salvage a good result out of this and some good points. Just needs to get his head down and be consistent. Teeks has the pace compared to Fletch. Remember, he is on the medium tyres, and those are going to be wearing out pretty soon, I'm sure. So just going to have to sit behind and wait for his time to strike. But Fletch in a very good position in P5 seconds being given, which is definitely less than ideal. There's yellow flash in sector 3. That's Iron Apple out of this session. Coming out of turn 20, I believe, and he looks like he's crashed. So is that going to be a full course yellow? Hopefully not. It looks as though it's just going to be back into the pit lane and back to green flag racing. So yeah, it is no safety car, no major disruption on so that an apple of the race after such. Well, I say successful. Was it successful on pace, but in logistical terms, not so much. But Fletch looking very close to the wall there. This is the closest fight on track. The fight for the podium. Can Teague launch an attack? He's very low on the ERS, that energy recovery system that he definitely ever so needs. And into the pit lane he comes for some new tyres. So wanting to go mediums again to the end of the race. And that's going to allow Sadik into the top 4. It's going to allow Boss into the top 5. To give Ross a free position to gain a back. Be able to do.
AA Gaming is pitted now.
Oh yeah, AA Gaming into the pits also. Some wing damage he's picked up, but Ross gets the move done on Teak in pit lane. Very nicely done on Ash. Slowly chipping away at Rogers. This isn't as good, but he's definitely chipping away.
Well, gap between Rogers and Ash has kept in between like 2 seconds, a bit more, but it has been shortened by minimal laps, not so big shortening of the distance between these two drivers, but yeah, he's getting closer. He was 3 seconds some laps ago, now he's only 2 seconds, and yeah, medium tires are going to be more degraded at the end of the race. Both drivers have 10 lap old tires. Then Flash has completely lost the pace with them. It's 3.2 seconds behind. And looks now we don't have any fight at track. But Rostorm and Tick were probably going to catch Boss Gohan at any moment. They are on fresher tires and faster compound of tire 2. So if we are expecting a fight on track, we could go with that one. Or we could also go for the fight of the lead of the race. Which, yeah, and now Roger is going to the pit lane for new tires. He's going for softs maybe, trying to go for a risky strategy.
Yeah, I mean, he could do.
But no, he's not. He's on the medium tire, so...
So he's pit from the lead to go aggressive, so it looks like those medium tyres were not making it to the end of the race. He's had to come to the pit still. Into P3. Just. I think Sadik is right on his... We'll have how that pans out, but it doesn't look like it. Roger's on those fresh mediums. 11 seconds is the guy. To see how it pans out towards the end, but Ash comfortably now back into the lead of the race.
Yeah, it's now if Rogers want to win this race, he will have to shorten up 14 seconds, which is pretty difficult. He is on faster tires, but I think he may catch Flash maybe, who hasn't demonstrated great pace. But catching Ash is going to be more difficult. Then we have Rostorm now trying to overtake Boss Gohan, as I said. And Tick, this has allowed him to catch with Rostorm too, so when they clear out Boss Gohan, they are probably going to be fighting for that P5 between them. They're probably not going to take much time to get the move done. Rogers already shortened 1 second between him and Flash. It was 11 seconds, now it's only to 10 seconds. Following now Rostorm through the big straight of Azerbaijan. Pretty low amount of ERS, but enough with those faster tires he has now to overtake Boss Gohan. Easy move down by him. Into turn 1. Now Tick gets the fastest lap of the race and is going to try to overtake Boss Gohan too. There he goes, pretty easy move done by him. And now it's going to be the fight for P5 between these two drivers. But they will also have to clear Sadok at any moment, who's only 2 seconds in front of them. And then they will be alone to fight between each other.
Charge, only, what is that now, 2 seconds off P4 and only sort of 4 seconds back from Rogers, so he's pace and he could be in a good shout of pacing them down, and he's going to be bringing Teak and Boss with them in that DRS train, so he's going to be putting them along like a train pulls cargo through into the castle section. Just needs to gain more and more time as he goes by. Sadik's tyres are going to be very much worse for wear towards the end of the race, but they'll definitely go, I'm sure. Can he get within DRS range before the end of the lap? I'm pretty confident in which he will. Let's see, into turn 15. He's just about out of it. He's still got a long run left to go, so he can definitely just gain that extra tenth of a second. Into turn 16, needs to use his grip, but which is those static.
Oh, yellow flag! It's power. It's power into the wall in the castle section. Oh, and Ash is into the pit lane. He going for softs, definitely. Yeah, he's on soft tires.
This could be an interesting dash to the end of the race then. Ash with the pace, Rogers with the tyres. He's now coming out. The gap will probably be about maybe 6 seconds. And indeed,
oh, and he's come behind Sadok there.
Yeah, so he's come up behind, but he's got the pace. He's going to be after them. He's going to be chasing after him. He should get the move done. He needs to get the move done now. Here comes Ross. Can he get it into the maybe turn 3? No, there's Ash looking to the inside. Late on the brakes. Lick it, stick it, send it. And that's a very easily much acclaimed position there from nicely done. Committed on the brakes. Knows he needed to make that move stick there and then. And just sent it. Made the move done. 6.5 seconds is the gap back to Rogers. He needs to chase after him, he needs to use those soft tyres to the end of the race to make it work.
Oh, and finally Rostorm and Tig weren't able to clear Sadok in front of them. That was very weird. We lost concentration on them because looking for what Ash did and also the crash of Power-It. But yeah, very interesting that. They'll have another shot now. Gap between Ash is 6 seconds and Rogers. Rogers also 6-second gap between him and Flash. But Flash has a 5-second penalty, not sure what that is from. Now we're going to go on board with Rostorm, which is the fight on track we have currently now. I suppose he's going to get a move down now, but no, he loses a bit of car there. And Tick is now much more closer than on Rostorm is on Sadok. So now DRS open for Tick, and Sadok is into the pit lane now, so that's clear. He's cleared himself out for these two. Tick trying to go around the outside. He tries to get the move down. Minimal contact there. But thankfully nothing happened. And even with all what's happened, Boss Gohan has started to catch back again with them. Only 1.4 seconds behind. Ash is now 5 seconds behind Rogers. Rogers 5.8 seconds behind Flash. It's going to be very interesting final laps of the race we are going to have now.
Indeed. Still on the back of Ross, he could put the pressure on, he is looking close, but the main overtaking place is that back straight. This is crucial to get a good launch, and Ross is wearing thin on ERS, he's definitely wearing thin on ERS. Rogers and Ash both chasing down, Fletch in front. 7 laps of the race to go, about 6.5 maybe instead, but they're definitely chasing, they've definitely got time to chase. Ash on the softs, looking very quick. Sad on the back of Wimax as well, but we'll go back to the fight with Teague. I want to stay on board and see if he's going to get him, if he's going to stay within DRS for turn 16. He needs to negotiate turn 15 very well. Ross mounting a lot of curb. It does help him get a better drive off the corner than the Ferrari behind him. Into turn 16 goes Teague and Ross. Can he get it done? No, he's going to sit behind. And wait for the DRS, of course he is. He's not going to send any stupid moves into turn 16. That would never work, but he's got the momentum, he's got the launch of turn 16. And he's going to be setting up a nice move. He's going to have DRS in a moment's time. Can he get it done into turn 1? DRS wide open, Ash with a fast slap, of course. He's closing, he's gaining. Ross to the inside, Teak to the outside. Ross confident, is it going to be a dummy move? To the outside goes Teak. Gonna send it, maybe has a little look. Ross gets a bit compromised, still to the inside, so Teak gonna look to the outside once again. So there's gonna be a closing gap, gonna set up a cutback, maybe into turn 3 if he's brave. And Ross with some great defending, already to the middle of the track to decide where he wants to go. Teak to the outside, wants to look very cool and be flamboyant with it, but he's cleared Ross to the inside. Can Ross hold on? Gonna have to back out of that one and wait and think better of it down into turn 3. Leads into 4 and 5, 6, 7, of course. Big slide from Teak. And he's got Ross all over the back of him. Can Ross stay with him? He needs to stay with him. Save a bit of ERS potential. Closing down on Rogers though. This is plummeting down like a cliff is the interval between P3 and P2. This could definitely be close. And this could be a fight for the race lead in due course, I'm sure, David.
Yeah, and we have the interesting fact that the top 3 drivers are the 3 of them on different compound of tires. We have Flash on the hards, Rogers on the mediums, Ash on the softs. So it's going to be interesting which tire is going to play better for these guys. It seems Ash is closing faster to Rogers than Rogers is doing to Flash. We have 5 more laps remaining, and it's looking very interesting at the moment, but what I personally think it's yeah, it's pretty difficult actually, but I think Ash is going to catch Rogers. That goes against my poll, but I have been realistic. I would say Ash is going to catch Rogers and is going to overtake him. He's definitely going to catch him earlier than Rogers is going to do with Flash. But we also have the fact that soft tires may be degraded by the end of the race. We know 7 laps degrade completely these tires. So if that happens, maybe Rogers, if he gets overtaken by Ash, will have another shot and try to regain that place at the final lap.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, these softs are going to hit a cliff compared to the mediums, which are more of a slow fall off. So Rogers could hit a plateau whereby they are sort of at an even pegging with the soft tyres. The softs obviously will degrade a lot quicker. So maybe towards the end of the race he could regain it, but at the moment Ash is the one with the pace. He's the one with the pace for all the race, and he's still looking good to win the race. Of course, Fletch leading the way, just sort of driving his own race with a 5-second penalty, leading the way, bit of a tap to the wall. But Ash just out of DRS range. He needs a good turn 15, and he's exactly what he's done. He's now within.
Oh, safety car! Safety car!
Safety car!
Power, it's
well,
DNF the race. Someone pitting now.
Yeah, who could come into the pits then? It looks as though it was coming out of turn 20. Turn 19, yeah. Well, everyone having to avoid that one there. But who's going to come into the pits? We'll have to wait and see. This is Roger's chance to be on equal pegging with Ash under the safety car. If he pits, he'll have the soft tyres. Is it worth it? Who's into the pits? Rogers is into the pit lane. Ash is going to stay out. He's confident in his tyres towards the end of the race. Where's Rogers going to come out then? Probably my best guess, maybe Deke into the pit lane as well. Ross going to stay out. Boss, what's he going to do? Surely into the pit lane on 18 lap old hard tyres. But Rogers now coming out. He's on the red mark soft tyres, of course, to the end of the race. So it looks like we're only going to get a couple of laps of green flag racing left to go. So this could definitely be an interesting spanner in the works. He comes out in P4, so still a very good position. He'll be right on the back of these guys. Fletch decides to stay out, confident that he can defend, and so can Ash. But very interesting strategy choice from Rogers then to come in for the fresh soft tyres.
Yeah, I think he could have stayed out. I mean, still under safety car, tires will have still degraded. Now I think he has a more complicated situation because Ash has shown more pace throughout the race, so maybe he preferred to have track position and even try to overtake Fletch quickly at the safety car relaunch, and then try that Fletch could hold Ash for some time. But yeah, well, he decided to stop. We'll see how this plays for him. But I think maybe he should have stayed out just to keep that track position, and also having in mind that not much laps are the ones remaining. But also he's on P4, so she only has to clear Raw Storm, which I don't think will be much difficult. So he will be at the back at Ash, and he has 3 lap fresher tires than he does. And it's going to be very interesting what Ash will do against Fletch at the relaunch. She's trying to go for a dive bomb at turn 1, maybe. We have to see, and we have plenty of drivers who have decided to go to the pit lane also. We have Roger, Sadok, Tick, Boss Gohan, Womax, and finally AA Gaming. Bonaldo and Adam both have decided to stay out. I don't think this is helping them. They are probably going to lose a lot there. They don't have much to lose. I think Bonaldo should pit now. He would only lose 1 position. I think he might even don't lose any places. So I think he should pit, but we'll see. Probably safety car going to leave on this lap, so that would leave us 2 laps of racing, so that means no more DRS going to be enabled.
Indeed, so it's going to be a spanner. Could play a factor. Could help Fletch actually, with no DRS. He could hang on.
Yeah, that could be, but still soft tires are way much faster than hards, and the lip trim is going to help a lot on that long straight. But yeah, nothing is said yet. All our speculations. Overtaking will have to be done like the old style, old days where DRS didn't exist at F1.
They're just going to have to muscle their way through, use the energy recovery system to get their way through. We'll have 2 green flag racing laps and no more safety cars. So this is the quick dash to the finish. Oh, someone was sideways, I saw him. It was just them warming their tyres up. So as you can see, everyone warming their tyres up now, weaving around like snakes to use the friction, warm up the tyres. It can be more malleable and more able to grip the track surface better, take those lateral loads that, you know, going 200 miles an hour and turning left provides to the tyres. So yeah, they have to do that and get themselves into a prime optimum tyre window. But everyone back it off now. So Fletcher's going to lead the way off the safety car. 5-second time penalty, remember, so he's going to plummet to the back of the midfield, unfortunately. So, but AA Gaming, I think, wants another lap on the safety car. Is this waiting up? No, he's going to stay with them all. So hopefully safety car is in this lap. It's a long run back to the line. So we'll see Fletch maybe back all the way up to have a short dash to turn 1, which definitely would be a viable option to do. And safety car is in this lap, so we're going green once again. Race restart for the final 2 laps of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for FRL Division 2. Fletch leads the way from Ash with a charging Ross and Rogers all over the back of him on those fresher tyres. Can Fletch hang on? He's got a 5-second time penalty to contend with, but anything can happen. Ash eager to claim the victory from pole position, already alongside of him to make sure he's got the jump when he goes. Can't overtake until the timeline when the green flags are shown, but he's looking. Who's going to blink first? Then it looks like he's up the timeline like he is allowed to. He doesn't have to punch it just yet, he just needs to commit when he does. This is it now, the final 2 laps of the race. Who's going to blink first? Is it going to be Fletch? Is it going to be Ash? Drag race to the line at a very end. He's punched it, he's caught him off guard, and Fletch is going to lead into turn 1 very comfortably. 3 abreast at further back towards the back of the field. Here's Adam looking to the outside of Sadik and Antique on the inside. Can he get it done? No, he's going to be under pressure from Boss further back, and he's going to gain that in position into P7. But there's Ash, he's tapped the wall, he's lost a bit of his front wing, which is definitely not going to help.
Big crash there, big crash.
Oh no, that's not the start, it's the restart. But Ash did touch the wall coming off for turn 2. To the inside goes Ross. Can he get it? Has a little look, backs out of it, and to the outside goes Rogers, feeling confident. But Sadik going to take that position after Rogers was muscled out to the edge of the track. Can Ash still stay with him despite the damage? He's got 1.5 laps of this race to go. He's not going to have DRS. He needs to get it on pure merit and stay with Fletch. He will get it on penalties, of course, but we'll just have to wait and see how he goes about that. Maybe he still wants to get it on track. Everyone wants to get it on track. But here's Sadik on the back of Rostborn. This is for the podium place. Can't do much into the castle section. Very stupid place to overtake. To the inside and clipping all the apexes. Yellow flags once again. Teak has retired from the session. So a lot of DNFs in the later stages of this race. Teak was once in a good position, but has fallen down and retired from the session. I believe that was at turn 5. But Ash all over the back of Fletch. This is the race lead. He's going to have a long straight and a lot of DRS to launch an attack. Fletch looking eager to defend. Ash with, of course, the damage, but it won't conflict him too badly. Hopefully we're on to the final lap of the race. This is the fight for the race lead. Who's going to get it into turn 1? We've also got Ross, Sadik and Rogers all fighting further back as well. Will Ash get it? He's in the slipstream. He's in the ERS range. He's got it. He's gaining, he's gaining, he's gaining. Is he going to get the move done to the inside? It's going to be a tight squeeze. He's going to fit his way through, does Ash. That was a great way to squeeze his way through. Purple to the final sector for good measure, but Fletch still side by side. Go the 2 leaders onto the final lap. Can Fletch hang on to the outside? Going to be forced to back out of that one, unfortunately. But Ash into the lead of the race on the final lap. Just needs to hang on. He's got 19 more corners left to negotiate. Here's Rogers, Sadik. Can he get the move done? Sadik defensive to the inside. Rogers looking. Going to back out of that one and think better of it into turn 3. Here goes Ross. He's on the back of Fletch and still putting the pressure on the 2 leaders. Boss has retired from the session in the pit lane, so we're down to just 8 runners onto the final lap. So don't know too sure why he DNF'd when he only had a couple of laps left to go and he was in a good points paying position, but his reasons are his own.
So now Ash. Well, now Ash is leading, as you said. He did a great move to overtake Flash. It wasn't easy, even with that wing damage. Well, he's now going to go into the last zone to finally take the win of this race. As you said, he was the driver who had the more pace of all the field, but it wasn't an easy job for him to be now where he is. He's now into the last straight. 26 laps completed now. Into the last straight goes Ash. going to be the winner. The finish line, the checker flags comes out for Ash, who is the winner now of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Rostorm takes second of the race, Sadok takes third, Roger finally will take fourth, Womack takes fifth, and that penalty completely destroyed Flash final result. So yeah, very crazy race as Monaco last week. Plenty of DNFs, only 8 people finishing the race if I'm not wrong. And a very dominant drive done by Ash today. Last week Rogers won, today it's win for Ash and for Team Reynolds. So great drive by him. Wasn't an easy win, but finally got it to the end and takes the win today. Well deserved one.
Definitely so. He took the win from pole position. Wasn't easy at all. He had to fight his way through the field multiple times, but takes fastest lap on his way to victory. 2 stops was the norm for these guys, and very close finish from Ross, only 2 seconds back, and Sadek completing the podium after Fletcher's penalty. Rogers in P4 after a good race nonetheless. Womack from P15 up to P5, great race from him, just kept his nose clean. Fletcher P6, Adam 7th, and AA Gaming in P8. The rest were in fact DNFs, so we've had more DNFs in this race than than Monaco, but a couple of people were still class due to the fact they were still completed most of the race distance. Power P12, Ironapple P13, Tom Marsh 14th, Luke 15th, Yush 16th, Rishi 17th, and Regas Savo in P18.
So yeah, great.
Oh, sorry, no, I was just going to say a great race nonetheless.
Yeah, great drive by the top 3, have to say also, a well-deserved podium. I would have to call them survivors. They really survived this race, as last week's Monaco Grand Prix. This race was also a survival race, completely. You have to be consistent, stay away from trouble if you want to win here. Even race winner Ash had wing damage. So definitely not easy at all race, but congratulations to the 8 drivers who were able to survive at the end. Again, very fun race. Finally, we were talking about rain, but finally never came out. Rain doesn't come out so often. Oh, maybe it was clear weather. I don't think so, but
yeah, I mean, definitely a race of attrition, and everyone having to just get to the end.
Who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Ash, honestly. I mean, it's cliche to say, of course, but he just drove so well for the entire 26 laps. For the entirety of the 26 laps, he was just on it. He had the pace, and once again, taking a very nice victory here in Azerbaijan. But there was some good drives up and down the field, of course. Womack just keep it clean. Just kept it clean, and you know, found himself up into P5 from P15 on the grid. So either one of them two. What about you?
Well, I would have gone for Womack, but yeah, I think I am doubt because of the drive-through penalty he got. I mean, that was his own mistake. Maybe could have been even higher without that. So yeah, I think that's a pretty mistake on his own. So not sure if going with him for driver of the day. So yeah, maybe easy choice would be go for Ash. He had to fight, charge through the field many times. Great pace by him. Quali almost 6 tenths in front. So yeah, I think it's the easiest choice, but I'm going to go with Ash for driver of the day.
So we're both in agreement on that one, and looks like I won that bet. Ash did take the win in the end. Definitely wasn't easy for him though, and a hectic 26 laps of action here in Azerbaijan. And that was concluded by Ash taking the win very marginally, it must be said. He did leave it very late to get the move done, but definitely got it done and won nonetheless. If there was any doubt in his mind that he was not going to do it, but managed to cruise to victory. And it's been a pleasure commentating next alongside you. It's been a pretty good race, and yeah, hopefully we can have an even better one next week. Hopefully less DNFs and a lot more side-by-side action, but nonetheless, it's still been a good race, and yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much to Zach. Very happy to commentate besides you, commentate with you. Yeah, very happy to do so. Pretty nice race, as you said, but yeah, we hope for next week's race, not so much DNFs. If I'm not wrong, race is Canada, so am I right? Race is Canada, right?
I believe so, yeah. So it's a great track for racing.
Yeah, well, we have the Wall of Champions there, so maybe we see some accidents there, but not so crazy track as Monaco and Azerbaijan, definitely. So yeah, we hope for less DNFs there. Not so easy, but not so difficult track to overtake also, with those two long straights at the end of the sector 3. And also have to say congratulations, you defeat me this time in the poll. Hope I will be able to defeat you next week. We can start playing this.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, so 1-0 to me. After Azerbaijan, we'll have to see how it works out after Canada next week. And it's been a pleasure. And yeah, to everyone at home, I hope you have enjoyed. I've been Zach. This has been David. And yeah, just hope you've enjoyed, and we'll catch you next time.
So thanks guys for being with us. Thank you Zach too for commentating with me. Yeah, I think this will be the end if there's no more to do. You guys gonna check out quickly. So yeah, I think that's going to be all for today. So thanks again for watching, for being with us. Thank you, Zach, for commentating with me. We'll be back with you next week for the Canadian Grand Prix. So hope to see you there. Thank you very much and goodbye. See you next week.
Bye.